Today we're going to be sighting in my scope. I got a brand new Right-On Primal. It is a 4x16 by 44. Check this out. Right on. Look at that. It came with these really cool flip up front and rear. It's a 4x16 by 44 positive click turret. It's got the little stopper guy in there. Side focus. So, how exactly do you sight in a scope? Everybody does it a little bit differently. Some people put little lasers on the end. That's not how I do it. Okay, on this particular scope, each time you turn this is a 1/4 inch click. So, when it's out at 100 yards and you need to move it over an inch, say the left or right, you move it 4 clicks. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. But obviously, if we were just to stretch it out there 100 yards, you wouldn't hit nothing. So, here's first step. Pull out your bolt to your favorite rifle. And you got to look down the barrel at your target. I never use an expensive target at the beginning because they're just throwaways. When you line up your barrel, then you line up make sure that your scope agrees with it. So, yep. When it looks like it's going to touch paper, that's what we're after. Just the touch paper. We're going to put back in our bolt. Let's get some shooting done. But we got to get that first initial shot in to make sure we're touching paper. Alright, let's throw this stuff on. Our test rifle, 6.5 Creedmoor, Boyd stock, 130 grain bullet. That's a Sierra Game Changer. Alright. Just to touch the paper. Alright, as we can see that shot, it's just a little high and to the right. We can deal with that. So let's go on down to the 25. This one should go really fast, and this is the fastest process I've ever found to sight in a scope. Alright, that one we are several inches higher. Now let's move it on down to the 50-yard range, because the 25, it looks like it's about 4 inches high. Not a big deal there. We'll adjust it down just a couple inches. We'll move it out to the 50, which again, these are at a 1/4 click. So we just run this down. All right, we'll go out to the 50, then the 100. All right, 50 yards. Now at the 50-yard mark, you want to pretty much make it touch zero, because if you don't, it's going to fly way above the target. Pretty much simple. And if you guys can see that, I'm going to try to capture it down there as well. It looks like it's about 4, maybe 5 inches high, so we're going to have to come down quite a bit. When we get to the bullseye, then we'll stretch it out to the 50. So we might have to take another shot. Alright, let's go ahead and drop this sucker down. And we'll shoot one more time at 50. All right, that one, I adjusted it too much, obviously. All right, let's go for that 50 again. that looks close enough. Let's head on down to the 100, see what we got. I really like these Sierra Game Changers. They just work. They're great. We shot a few deer with them last year. I hope to get a couple more with them. They're just good. All right, 100 yard. So, looks like it needs to come up just a touch. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna send another one down there. Wonderful. Let's send a couple more down just to make sure we're in the clear. But she sighted in. We touched the bullseye on this shot, so that made 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 shots, and we're now hitting bullseyes. That's how we do it. With these scopes, they have a little Allen head up here. You loosen it up. You turn this to where it says 0. Tighten it back down. That way, in case it ever gets bumped, you can turn it right back. Not a problem. Let's do a check run before we do any of that. Make sure that we're still good. And one more, just for good measure, because I like to shoot. Well, let's go down there and see how we did. This thing's now sighted in and ready to go. For deer season, target hunt, target shooting, whatever you want to do. Let's go down because I know I couldn't film that far with the cameras that I had here today. Let's take a look. All right, so here was my first shot at the 20-yard mark, just to get it on the paper. And we come down here to 25-yard. Check that out. Here's where you want to start bringing it down a little bit, or you'll be way too far away. Because the bullet just keeps going higher. Let's go down to the 50. So here's the 50-yard mark. The first one we shot was here. I lost count of the clicks, so my next one was here. Moved it up about 2.5 inches, ended up here. And that's good enough for the 50. Let's reach it on down to the 100. All right, at the 100-yard mark, here we go. Our first shot was here. So then moved it, shot here. The next round was here and here. See, that's an inch. That's just what it is. I am shooting RL-15. RL-15 does open up when it gets a little hotter. Summertime or wintertime, that'll all close up during deer season. It's pretty neat. That's how you sight a scope in within 6 shots. That's my favorite way of doing it. I just thought I'd bring y'all along. The scope I was using today was a Right-On Primal 4x16x44. I'll do a review on it later. I like it right now, but I want to try a few other guns. I want to just play with it a little longer before I say it's decent or not. All right, guys, until next time, let's keep this cheap. Don't forget to like and subscribe.